Hi TIs, how are you? Hope you're doing alright. This is your Anunnaki holding the pineal gland. And that's us, the pine cone. So, we got our work cut out for ourselves. I remember watching Alex Collier one day. His question was, why do people allow them to take the children? They take the children partially because they worship these aliens, the Greys and the reptilians. And they do it to feed them because of their sick love for the reptilians. So we have our work cut out for ourselves. We have, you have your regular government, and then you have your secret government. You have your Nazi-based, disgusting world in the dumbs that does all the cloning centers. Children are trained to be assholes to you as a gang stalker because they're trained down in the dumbs. Because parents train their children to do that. And then the sad thing is that these parents hand their children over to these aliens for experimentation. And a lot of them go along with it. After all, they're gods, right? I don't know what to say. My targeting is due to the fact that, I don't know. I guess I can just see them. I'm just bold. I don't like anything interfering in my life, but yet I'm, I don't know. I do know that they used the Bible as a weapon. It was written by the reptilians. Because last night I watched Dr. Carla Turner, and she said one of her abductees mentioned about how, Jesus was beautiful and love and light, and Dr. Carla Turner in the video says to this lady, she says, well, what did he look like? And she says, he was blonde and blue eyes, he was beautiful. And she goes, well, I don't think that's the same description as told in the Bible. So, she was deceived, her abductee, the woman that she was interviewing. And these are the tools that they use, because if you don't know their tools, they just take. And that's what I say in one of my videos. All they do is take. So she goes into this video and she talks about, the same things that I think a lot of us targeted have gone through, the scratches and the marks and the hellish nightmares and the false screen memories and it's just really messed up. So we have our work cut out for ourselves. I do know that plan on the second cup. New York City is their little eye in the sky. Apple of their eye. These are the arrival of the locusts, if and when they show up. If and when they decide to do their little Space Brothers get together with us. But like I said, if they do this second cup thing, I'd say about 80-90% of the people out there are going to be down with it because they know it's New World Order and they already know. Because let me tell you something. Here's another little hint. It's small, but it's a hint. I was at a party, a get-together, and I noticed these streaks across the sky, and they weren't chemtrails. They were glowing lights, and it looked like one of them asteroids falling down. I go, oh look, there's an asteroid falling. And nobody, I repeat, nobody got alarmed by this. Okay? This girl standing next to me was documenting my response. Okay? Because I'm used to the gang stalkers. They sit there and they record shit. So she was recording this. And I go, oh, you got your tablet out, huh? Yeah. Anyways, when the hologram was going down, there was like no reaction. And then I went out into the front to get a closer look. And again, there were more gang stalkers walking by, and they were just casually walking by. So let me tell you something, everybody. All you TIs, this is probably a little secret for you, or a tip. Don't get excited if shit hits the fan, because it's all going to be a performance. Because what I experienced with those gang stalkers and those asteroids coming down, it was all fake. Okay? So the gig is up. Okay, I'm telling you the truth about this. They do their little big event, whatever it may be. It's all going to be a game to them. Because they feed off of this. It's just like the global consciousness group. They feed off of our quote-unquote our excitement or whatever happens. So all you TIs, here's the big deal. If shit goes down, don't get excited. Just focus on yourself. Don't worry about them. They already made their choice. The gang stalkers and all, 90% of the world is already in bed with these aliens. Okay? 144,000 of them that's your elite. They're going to go to the moon or the dumbs. They're going to escape the tragedy. That's the truth. Because I, got pulled into their little Kabbalistic Bible. So I already know their little story. Here you go. Scientists reveal evidence of Planet X exists. That's your owned media preparing you for the Space Brothers to show up. Downloading new skills into our brains like characters on the Matrix is becoming a reality. Well, they'll try to change you into a swordsman when you're really not a swordsman. What's wrong with Nancy Pelosi? She appears dazed and stops speaking, and she stares at the audience. This is yesterday's article. Well, that's remote neuromonitoring right there. You could tell by the video. There's a video attached to it. Let's see here. These are articles from, are asteroids humanity's greatest challenge? Yeah, and it's like I told you, it's going to be holographic. Holograms look yellow and white-ish. Yellow and whitish. It looks like urine. Think of urine streaking across the sky. Okay, that's what they're going to use. So that's an article to prepare you for the second cup, or Planet X, Nibiru, whatever you want to call it. Okay, Yellowstone supervolcano earthquake. Swarms reaches 878 events in just 2 weeks. Well, that's part of the fact that I think that the Earth is getting hotter due to the fact that the sun is getting bigger. So these articles are from yesterday. And then, I know that they infect your pineal gland. This is a drawing from a child. See the lizard? The lizard wants your love. They want your love because they want to experiment on you. It's bullshit. Here's another drawing from a child. Those are cloning centers. Okay. And then here is your Mason infiltration pineal gland picture. But the significant part is, like, here's your cloning centers. Okay. And this is interesting. I got a drawing here. Hold on. And here's another cloning center. See the circles? This is interesting. Here's a drawing. And notice that this eye is marked out. That eye is your left eye. Okay. And that means, you know, your spirit eye. Or, you know, something happened to that person. But, you know, these are drawings that are significant for alien encounter. The red and the green. You know. So they infiltrate our children through their dreams, which is the REM, your pineal gland, and that's what the Anunnaki has taken from us. Right there. Right there, boys and girls. Most underground tunnels in the U.S. is between 2,500 and 3,500 feet underground. Okay, the Boeing Aerospace Company built and created fuel batteries and power generators to operate this subterranean highway system. So there's a fancy, everything that's up here has been pretty much created down there. Okay. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, what they've done. I'm sure everything's really sophisticated and stuff. You know, but it's only for them, the special ones. Because they're special. The crown of gold is your demigods. Those are the descendants of the Nephilim. Those are the mighty men, the demigods. Superwomen, supermen. Hence you have Wonder Woman, Superman, all this other crap. Okay, faces of men. Those are the Pleiadians. They have long hair. And they have breastplates. Iron means bondage. Kundalini is your chakra system, where they've damaged my Kundalini. Apollyon is the same thing as Enki, as Siva, Lord Ea, Lord of the water, Lord of the flowing water, and hence you have your Jesus. Jesus is water, according to my gang stalkers. So that's what I'm telling you. They're going to work both sides of the fence, the good and the bad. And I've told you in the past that Christ is going to be he's asexual, he's androgynous. Even Lena Cantrell figured that out in her research, in her dissertation. So I'm telling you that things are brewing. And it's cooking up. Remember, Moses was Nibiru, and he comes from that lineage. So this whole Bible thing was designed a long time ago by the Anunnaki. Okay? I'll read it again. Your space brothers, as they call them. It seems that most reports today, they are blonde-haired, tall, white-skinned, and other 3 to 4 foot high, green slanted eye type. If you have any grasp at any of this history at all, the white blonde-haired ones are Siva's lineage, who have the androgynous Christ image to lure people, while the other faction so described reminds me of the third party whom Siva employs to him. Perhaps these people are the Kalias of ages past whom everyone feared. You hear that? They feared him. So that tells me that's the reptilians. So they have the reptilians and then they have the Pleiadians. Those are the two people that you want to watch out for. There's your two parties. Okay? When this thing goes down, the big event. I'm telling you guys, they're just using us. Don't fall for it. I've gone through a lot of crap to give you this information. You know, it wasn't exactly, you know, peaches and cream. One of those reasons they were called cannibals, and one of the casual look at Egyptian history tells us they feared a great deal of these intruders, whom they used whom they knew used them for this purpose. The Veda certainly substantiates this. This may answer why we have seen so many animal mutilations, and we certainly have records of people missing. Even the populace of an entire town, guys. A town gone. You know those movies like The Twilight Zone where like you show up in a town, there's no one around, maybe 1 or 2 people? Yeah. Yeah, that's them. It's sick. Remember that it was Fire in the Sky with that guy, I think he was up in Flagstaff? Yeah, I believe that guy's story. I believe that movie. He fought them off because he knew. You know, he knew they were pieces of crap. They don't belong. They don't belong in our world. So, many people of ancient times were taken above as meat for cosmic cuisine. She tells you right there, you know, she's telling you that she's seen this stuff in the Veda. I mean, this stuff goes all the way back, guys. We cannot get overly excited by all this space brother nonsense, for if you will look back over all this history, not everyone who descended from the heavens were friendly. And as much as we have degraded genetically, the gods really have no much more, do not have much use for us. We are all of the earth now, and the dust of the stars left our hearts long ago. Okay. Well, all they're interested in is genetics. I know that on YouTube there's like, they're talking about the new children and stuff. Well, the new children are clones. They're hybrids, clone hybrids, okay? They're definitely programmed and stuff. Okay? Because there's nothing there. I mean, if you run into one of these kids, I'm sure you'd be like, there's nothing there. There's no spark. There's no fire. There's no essence. There's no substance. There's like nobody freaking home. Between right and wrong. What they're doing is they're breeding it out of us. They're using sex, genetics, and they're breeding out the human to make you androgynous. Look at the magazines. Look at, what do you call it? Bruce Jenner. What happened to him? It's just like Max Spears said. Max Spears said that the reptilians are laughing and saying, haha, look what we can do to you. We can manipulate you to change your whole entire physique, your whole body, everything. That's what these implants are for. It's to change you. See what I mean? And it goes back to this article. It totally goes back. It's just insane. It's disgusting. Loading new skills into our brains. It's all about changing you. This whole entire AI system, all of it. And it's bullshit. Alright? There's androgyny. Androgyny has swept Hollywood. The tough girl image today was the advent of the liberated woman is well portrayed on the screen, where today the men are getting wimpier and shorter while the women are getting taller, stronger, and more aggressive. And she says right here, point blank, androgyny has swept Hollywood. Okay? It's everywhere, guys. Everywhere. They're changing us. They're trying to change everybody. And we're probably the last ones to hold the fort. Us TIs. We have to hold the fort. Okay? Men have to be men. And women have to be women. Now, women can be tough, yes. And you have to stand your ground. That's what I'm saying. You gotta walk in your truth. You know? All this pussyfooting around ain't solving nothing, because you got the government and you got the secret government that's taking your genetics and manipulating your future generation. I'm sorry, there's a war going on. No, I'm not sorry. There is a war going on. And us TIs, we are at the front line. It's just that you don't know it. Alright, that's what they're doing. They're breeding out the good people. Because they want you in this hypnotic trance. You know? I am not kidding you guys. This is what they want. They do not want people who are self-sustaining, independent, and free. You know, if and when this does happen, they're going to use Krishna. They're going to probably use this Hinduism, as a big rollout. Okay, this is probably going to be a big factor. You know, there's the pineal gland. Come on, guys. It's right there in the buildings and the architecture. You know. He said here, the Kabbalistic people say the pole shift is going to be with the mind. Okay? They're going to tell you that they are the salvation, the truth, and they're the way. They are not the way. Okay? They're not. They are not the way. Okay? I looked into this book called The Power of the Coming Race. Sir Edward Brewer. Okay? And it's all about the Vril. Okay? The Aryan coming race, the inner race that come from the inner earth, guys. Okay? We don't know anything about our planet because the scientists won't reveal it, because a lot of the scientists are paid off to be quiet. Okay? Hence the dumbs. I looked into this book and it's just, it's all about Nazi stuff. I didn't even want to buy it. Okay? We are dealing with the fallen ones. Okay? And there's technology, like I said, that's out there that will fool you. So you have to get ready for this. Mentally and spiritually and emotionally. Mostly emotionally is what I'm focusing on. You have to be emotionally ready for this, you know, great spectacular sky thing. Alright? Dr. Carla Turner, she was onto some stuff, okay? You should watch her videos, a couple of her videos. Because everything that she says is, you know, right on the money. You know, unfortunately she passed away. But I do know that these dumbs, they infiltrate the children. These are cloning center, drawings of cloning centers, okay? This was done by a child. And, it's bullshit. Every single one of us is irreplaceable. We're all unique and we're all strong. You know? And we shouldn't have to put up with this secret black ops crap. It goes behind who and what you are. Because let me tell you something else. The technology that they're going to be throwing out at you is the very same technology that's in us. It's just that they've dissected it. Hence all the experiments, hence the Holocaust, hence this, hence that. It all adds up. Hence 9/11. Okay? It's all a test. Every single one of them, every single thing, in my opinion, is a test. They do these things on purpose. Okay? They do nothing but destroy. Destroy and rebuild. Destroy and rebuild. That's what they do. That's why civilizations come and go. Egypt, Rome. You know. It's really disgusting. You know. And then they talk about how they want to do this for their children. Well, they're just grabbing their children like little rag dolls. So I'm telling you, when the locusts show up, it's going to be their lying doctrine that lies to you. Okay? They eat up anything of value. Apollyon. It's going to be Siva, Inky, whatever you want to call them. Jesus. You know, you might as well know the truth, guys. The Bible was written by those reptilians. Alright, I'm going to cut it short. Have a good day.